Hey, how's everybody doing? Mike here at the Limo Garage, and today I'm dealing with one of my biggest pet peeves with a limo, and that's a squeaky belt. So this thing has been driving me batshit crazy for the longest time. So this is a Springfield Coach. It's got the 6-cylinder in it, the 3.6 liter, and Springfield did a great job building it, but I don't think they did a great job on the bracket design for their second AC compressor. So I know you can't see much of it, but that's it down there, and you can see they added the idler pulley. Now, let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see it better. So there you go. There's your second AC compressor, and there's the idler pulley. And I've already replaced the bracket that holds everything together with their new upgraded, heavier one. The previous one cracked. It cracked under stress, and it caused all kinds of havoc. But anyways, the new bracket's in, new pulley's in, and ever since I've done that, I have got a belt squeak coming from that idler pulley that's driving me crazy. I've tried everything, different types of belts, tried changing the alignment on everything. No matter what I do, that thing squeaks. So if you're dealing with a similar situation, stick around. This might be the problem that you're having, and maybe we can fix this together. Now, this is our Dodge Charger limo built by Pinnacle. It's a slightly older vehicle, but it's still the same engine, very similar design. This does not have a belt squeak problem, and it never has had a belt squeak problem. So I figured, well, why don't we find out what's different between this and that and see what's going on. So you look down here, you can see we've got a similar setup with two AC compressors, but there's no idler pulley down there. There's no idler pulley down there to cause any problems. So I did a measurement on the spacing for the way the compressors are separated, and it's pretty much the same between both cars. So my plan today is to bypass that idler pulley in this vehicle with the same size belt that I have in the Charger. We're gonna see if we can get this awful squeak to go away. So let me go ahead and start this engine up so you guys can see the squeak I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Woo, I love that. Isn't that great? And that noise will actually start to go away as the belt warms up. So no, we're not sending our stretchers out with belts screaming. But after this runs for 10 minutes and heats up, that noise, I'd say it drops by about 95%. So my goal today is to get rid of that completely. Let's tear this thing apart and see what happens. All right, so to be able to access everything, I've removed the air box, got the air filter out of here, and now you can see how this belt actually is routed. Right now it currently goes in between the two compressors, and you've got this little idle pulley here. Well, what I needed to do is make a straight shot between the two AC compressors. So ultimately I need to just take this pulley out of the equation and have it do one of these. That way it's a straight shot from one compressor to the other, which is the exact same way that the belt is routed on the other limo that doesn't have any belt problems. Now, the only issue with doing this right now, as you can see, we're going to have interference with some hoses. So you can see that's where we want the belt, but it's going to hit these lines. So what I'm going to have to do is relocate some lines, just reposition them actually. So one of the lines here is actually a line that goes to the compressor, which is this one right here, and I don't think I'll have any trouble moving that out of the way. Once I loosen that line, I should be able to move it and retighten it, and then I'll have to do the same thing with these lines here, this one. So I'm going to go ahead and try to reposition these lines so that we get a straight shot on that belt. We'll see how this works out. All right, so now we're on the home stretch. So I was able to remove the belt actually, and relocate these lines. Now, there's two ways to do this. Technically, what I should have done is removed this AC compressor, and the one that's below it has the lines that needed to be moved. So you would have to evacuate the system, loosen the lines, and push them over just to make the room. But just for shits and giggles, I grabbed my attitude adjuster and I was able to push the lines over just enough without damaging them. And you can see now, so I've got this little piece of belt here just to see my straight line between the two, and we're not going to hit any of the lines anymore. We've got a straight shot down there with no problem. So I want to show you guys real quick the easy way to get the belt off of this car. Keep in mind this is a Springfield Coach, so you probably have the same bracket that I have that holds your second alternator, and the pulleys are so close, getting the belt in and out is very difficult unless you do this little trick. Loosen this bolt, and then the third bolt that's on this bracket, you see this little spacer right here? That bolt comes in right underneath this hose. If you loosen all those bolts, this bracket, you can pull it out, and that's going to allow you to pull this alternator. You can see this is loose. It's going to allow you to pull this alternator out just enough to fish your belt in and out in between the upper and lower alternator pulleys. So, with that being said, next thing that I need to do is go ahead and root in my new belt, which in order to get the exact size that I needed, I had to cut this one. I had ordered a belt that was the same size as what's in our Charger, but it was too short. So what I did is I cut the belt that was in there and I brought it to the exact length that I needed, measured it, went to O'Reilly's, and I grabbed two different belts. I'd rather have two than just one. So I'm going to try both of these. I'm going to try the shorter one first and see if that fits. At least I've got both variations. So let's go ahead and try to put one of these belts on. We're going to go with the shorter one. See how that works. New belt is installed, and you can see I've got plenty of clearance here for my lines, and I am going to put some zip ties on here just to pull them over a little bit more. Let me see if I can zoom in the camera here and you can actually see. There you go. So you can see we've got plenty of clearance there, so that's not going to be a problem. I did have to use the larger of the two belts that I got. So if you guys are running a similar system to what I have, and this is the same problem you're having, this is the belt part number with the measurements that I used. You can see how we have completely bypassed where that pulley used to be, getting rid of our problem. And see if we made it better or worse. You heard the squeak last time. As soon as I started it up, that belt was screaming. Oh, I don't hear anything. Look at that. And the belt looks like it's tracking perfectly. Well, hell yeah. So I'd say that's it, guys. Belt squeak fixed, finally. So I hope this helps. If you guys are having a similar problem, now keep in mind, this may not be your fix. You may have a pulley that's out of alignment that requires shims. There's all kinds of other things that can cause belt problems, but we've already been through that. I've done all the adjustments, I've done all the shims, I've done different types of belts, different types of pulleys. This was a last ditch effort, and son of a bitch, I think I got it. So hope this helps you guys. So that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for sharing. See you guys next time at the Limo Garage.